Good evening, folks, and welcome back to DinamoTV. And it's my absolute pleasure to cross over to Churchill Reserve, where we are and we've got MICHAEL GRGIC, the captain of the senior men's team, and you've got your camera all inverted. This looks like a B, not a D. How are you, MICHAEL? Good to see you.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. A bit hot after training, but I'm all right.
No, that's for sure. Well, mate, it's been absolutely fantastic to have the DinamoTV, but now it's an even bigger pleasure to have you on the show. And thank you for joining us. And well, let's turn our attention to this weekend's big blockbuster game. And as we do that, you'll be able to change your settings and maybe even change the camera angle. But as we have a look at that, Port Melbourne hosting our St Albans Dinamo this Saturday at JL Murphy Reserve. The kickoff times are there. Seniors kicking off at 6 p.m. The under-23s then follow at 8 p.m. And all of the games will be on YouTube. That's right. All the NPL Victoria games will be coming live on YouTube. So that is going to be something that is different this year. And there we go. So Michael's just playing around with the camera. That's all right. We'll leave it at that. That's fine. Yeah. Not to worry. MICHAEL, first of all, congratulations on your appointment. Mate, how's the pre-season been, or the off-season?
Yeah, no, pre-season's been good. It's been new bunch of boys. We've had a bit of a turnover so far, but it's been good. The new boys have adjusted well. We've had Stefan come on board as a strength and conditioning coach as well, and Johnny as a physio. So it's been good. It's been a bit of a change-up, but it's been enjoyable, and the boys have been gelling well together.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. We did see a little bit of action in the pre-season, the Crow Cup. Last week we had the game against Western Suburbs. How is the team gelling? How are they starting to sort of fall into place, if you like?
Yeah, we didn't sort of gel a bit till after Christmas, I reckon, when a few boys came from overseas and interstate. And after that, we've just gone from strength to strength. So we'll only get better as the season goes on.
There we go. There's some footage of several weeks ago, played in quite warm conditions. That was the game played against North Geelong in the I&D Crow Cup at Churchill Reserve. That was the old turquoise away kit, if you like. But now we've got a new kit, actually. So good to see the new kit. Now let's pop that on. There we go. There you're self-modelling with Christopher Dibb last week. What do you think of the new kits, the new Adidas kits?
Yeah, I like it. I'm a fan of Adidas, so it's good to be back.
Now, Adidas, they must fit pretty well. Do they fit quite snugly?
Yeah, they do fit pretty well. Dibby a little bit snug.
Yeah, but there we go. There you go. You're in action there as well. Now, look, last year was a real struggle. Let's face it, it came down to about the last few games of the season. In fact, I think it was a win against sister club St Albans. North Geelong, that almost secured survival. And I remember at the time, Dinamo president Ilya Dragic saying it was a real bittersweet moment defeating North Geelong, but you needed to that win for survival. What's the plan? What's the aim this year? There's Coach Ryan McGuffey at the top of the screen. What's the plan this year? What's the realistic aim for the boys have in the dressing room at the moment?
Of course, to be better than last year, that's 100%. That's a given. But I guess it's just to see how the first 6 weeks go, and then go from there. You can assess after that. Try to get as many points as home as possible, and we'll assess after those first 5-6 games, I think.
Yeah. Now, Ryan McGuffey, the coach there, he's well supported by a pretty big crew there as well. On and off the field. Has there been any difference to pre-season this year as opposed to pre-season last year? The way you've approached training, the way you've approached the practice games, etc.?
Yeah, I think the pre-season we got Steph in as a strength and conditioning coach, and so pre-season was a little bit altered with him taking the reins in terms of running and that sort of thing. But in terms of our general play, Ryan sort of stuck to his guns, how we tried to play last year, and we've just tried to progress as a team. A few of the boys that have stuck around, try to show the new boys how we want to play this year and how we want to go about it. So, yeah.
And speaking of some of the new boys, particularly let's talk about the juniors that have stepped up from last year's under 21s. It's 23s now, I guess. Any of the boys really catching your eye? I know coaches don't like to single out players. I'm not sure about team captains, but who are some of the shining lights? Who are some of the kids that are really stepping up, and we can expect some big things in season 2024?
Oh, look, I think any one of them could step up and just get in there and get a role, go off the bench or something like that. But no, any number of them. I'm not going to single someone out because I think that's unfair to all of them.
Yeah,
Because I think they're all
fair enough.
fantastic players in their own right. And yeah, to single someone out would be a bit unfair, I reckon.
Yeah, well, for those folks that are on Facebook, make sure that you are following the daily posts. Anthony Conyit's doing a ripper job there with the unveiling the first team squad and what you're not. But there's some really, really good players. But one player today that was announced, Alan Guerres, who's come over from Green Gully. I think is he Argentinian? Yeah, he can play in a variety of plays. Yeah, he's going to be providing a lot of firepower up front, and that's something that we kind of really missed last year, isn't it? We had a couple of departures mid-season and what you're not. But how much of a boost to our forward line is Alan going to be?
Yeah, definitely. He's got that fiery, that Argentinian spirit, that intensity about him. He brings that in training every day. So it's good. It's pushing the boys on. And I think it's going to lead to more chances, more goals in games. So.
Yeah. Now, looking forward to Saturday night. So the big game kicks off there at 6 p.m. against Port Melbourne, and the under 23s. They'll be competing later on at 8 p.m. What do we know about Port Melbourne that's happened to them in the off season? Do we know much about them? What can we expect? I mean, they're probably a typically tough Greek community backside. So, have we done our homework on them?
Yeah, we have. Yeah, Guff's went and watched them a couple of times, so he knows what they're about. I think they lost their coach and a number of players. So Nick Marinos, who's taken over there. I think they're just young boys, so you got to expect it's going to be a tough outing. First game, everyone's feeling each other out, so definitely a tough one. But we go there with our game plan and try to pinch a result.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. And what about some of we talked about Alan? Obviously, he's one of the players, the new comers to the dressing room. Anyone else that's come over? I can't remember anyone off the top of my head. Any new recruits apart from our juniors that have been promoted?
Yeah, Scott Baker, English striker, has come across. Carter Ramsey from Eastern Lions. Oh, I'm going to forget someone here, so apologies. Max King in midfield from Gold Coast. James Riccobini from Avondale. Mark Bullich has come across. Jacob Sovereigns, left back. Yeah, just trying to think if I can remember anyone else. I'll forget someone, but there's
you've
been
done
a
well.
couple.
You've done really well. I tell you what, the memory's doing very well. During the week, we actually found out one former player, Xander Guy, who has gone up to the Gold Coast Knights. He's gone back to Queensland and he's now signed up to the Gold Coast Knights. So it's good to see Xander returning back to Queensland, and he'll be donning the red, white, and blue this year for the Gold Coast Knights. But mate, after this week, we've got a pretty tough sort of a home game against Avondale, the reigning champions. And then a big game, the clash against Sister Club and newly promoted Dandenong City. So it's not an easy start to the season by any stretch of the imagination.
No, it's not. No, I don't think there's really any easy starts. So it's good. You just get those games out of the way early, and when it's a derby like that, anyone can take the points. And Avondale at home, you get them early on. You never know what can happen. So I guess it's good. Just if it's a tough run at the start, it's a tough run. As long as you come home strong, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah, and finally, you yourself, mate, how are you feeling? How's the fitness? How's the energy level at training and what you're not? How's the motivation above all?
No, motivation's still high. Definitely still high to play. But no, I'm enjoying it. New boys come in when there's a breath of fresh air. A few younger boys, even though some are like half my age now. But yeah, no, you get used to it. You just go about your stuff. And if you didn't love it, you wouldn't be here. That's as simple as that.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. On that note, wishing you all the very, very best for season 2024 and the rest of the lads, starting with Saturday night's big game against Port Melbourne. But who's your tip for, who's the team that's going to be the team to watch out for this year?
I think Avondale, going off last year, I'm sure they've recruited well. So yeah, they'll definitely be the benchmark of the competition.
Yeah, well, all the action kicks off tomorrow night at Lakeside Stadium with the original Melbourne derby. South Melbourne against our sister club, Melbourne Knights. So we're wishing the Melbourne Knights all the very best in that game. And as we said, wishing you and the boys all the very best for season 2024. Go get them, Michael.
Thank you very much, Sonchu. Thanks for having me.
Good on you. Thank you very much for joining us on DinamoTV.